ELYSE TV.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Zaya. I love you, boo. You're 1 year old. I can't even freaking believe it. Hey guys, what's up? It's Raven, and today I'm here with Zaya's 1 year update video. Yes, I can't believe it either. Zaya is 1 year old today. It's crazy. My daughter is already 1. This year has gone by so fast. This has definitely been a very monumental year for me, a very life-changing year for me, and it's been a pretty amazing year. So of course I wanted to make an update video. I wanted to make a video dedicated to Zaya's first year on this earth, dedicated to her birthday. She's turning 1. That's a really, really big deal. So I had two options for this video. I could either do something freaking big, ginormous, magnificent, over the top, overkill, and probably not be able to be done with it until May, or I could just sit down and talk to you guys and share with you guys my true feelings about my daughter, about this whole journey, about this past year of Zaya's life, her first year of her life. And I just thought that that would be a better idea. But don't get me wrong, I'm still extra. I'm still throwing her a very big birthday party. I've gone all out with the decorations and the planning and the theme and the costumes. Yes, there are costumes. So don't worry, I'm doing it big to celebrate her birthday, that's for sure. But just for this video, I kind of just wanted to tone it down and just talk to you guys, like I said. Okay, so where do I begin? I don't even know. I feel like there's so many topics I could touch on, so many updates I could give you. I guess I should just start with the updates on Zaya, because that's really what this video is all about. You guys want to know what's new with Zaya, what is she able to do, what has changed about her, how is she growing and learning, all that stuff. If you guys follow me on Snapchat, you guys pretty much get to see Zaya every single day. I'm constantly putting her on Snapchat because I just feel like there's so many moments that I want to capture and save and share with you guys, and she is just such a smart baby. I know I've said this before, but now I've got other people chiming in and saying the same thing. When they watch her, they see videos of her, they're like, wow, she's very smart. She seems very advanced for her age. And me, I don't have any other babies to compare her to. She is my first and only child, and I do have a younger sister, but we're only 4 years apart. So I was 4 when she was a baby. I was 5 when she was 1. So I don't really remember what it was like when my little sister was a baby. And I never really had a lot of babies around me as a teenager or anything like that. I did babysit, but it was mostly ages like 3, 4 years old. But when it comes to newborns and, you know, through that first year, I never really had that much experience with babies. Honestly, that's just me being honest. So having Zaya, I kind of am just learning as I go, and I don't know if things are considered advanced, if they're considered normal. I mean, every baby is different. That's kind of the thing anyway, that literally every baby is different. You can't really pass judgment on anyone's child just because they're on a different time frame than your child is. But I do have to say that Zaya is very smart. You can just tell. She's just so intelligent. She learns things very quickly. She picks up on little things that you don't even notice. There's so much that has probably changed just even since her 9-month update. One of the major things is she is starting to walk now. She didn't walk as early as we kind of all predicted. I was kind of an early walker, I guess you could say. I started walking at about, I think it was like 8 or 9 months old, and I actually started running. Like my first steps were like a full out run across the room. But she didn't. She has taken her time with walking, which is totally fine. She has taken a few steps. She's not full out just walking around yet. She's just kind of taking her first little steps, and then she'll still get back down and crawl. So yeah, she's not like fully walking, but you can tell that she kind of gets the concept, and she's trying, and she's strengthening up her legs. So I'm sure in the next literally few weeks, she's gonna be walking around totally. The other thing besides walking is talking. She is doing a lot of talking now. She's doing a lot of baby talk, goo goo gaga, gibberish. Don't really know what she's trying to say. But she does formulate words. Like, she has had definitely her little list of first words. I know in her last video I told you she knows how to say uh-oh and cat. She definitely still says uh-oh and cat all the time. Now she actually says kitty cat. And she says a bunch of other words too. She knows obviously baba for her bottle. She knows papa for her grandpa. She says mama now, which is like, she never really said mama before. She would just kind of like ask for me with her hands, or, you know, some other kind of way, but never really fully saying mama. Like, she said all these other words and she didn't really say mama, so I was kind of sad about that. But now she is saying mama, mama, mama. She'll repeat a lot of things actually. There's this show that I found on Netflix for her to watch called Pocoyo, and now when I like bring her into my room and she sees the TV, she's like asking me to turn on Pocoyo. She's like, Pocoyo, Cocoyo, Cocoyo. Pocoyo. You want to watch Pocoyo? Okay, I'll put it on for you. Yay, Pocoyo! You're so excited? So yeah, it's just like little things like that. She's definitely starting to like repeat things that I'm saying. And oh, she says toes. Well, she says foes. When I say she says these words, I mean she says it in a way where I can understand what she's saying. You might not necessarily know what she's trying to say, because she definitely has some of the sounds and letters mixed up, but I can understand what she's saying. Whenever she's trying to say toes, whenever she's trying to say her show Pocoyo, like, I know what she's saying. Like, she's actually communicating with me, which is, shouldn't sound crazy, but it's crazy to me, because it's like, literally 2 seconds ago, you were just a little newborn, you couldn't even like open your eyes or barely move around, or you couldn't even lift your head up, and you were just not even making barely any noises, just little grunting sounds and just crying. And I just remember looking at her and thinking, she is such, just like a little bitty baby. And then all of a sudden she's talking to me, she's verbally telling me what she wants, she's pointing to things, saying the name of the thing, pointing things out to me. Oh, she says dog too. So like when we're out and about, someone's walking their dog, she points like this very clearly and says dog, or kitty cat, or uh-oh, something fall down, or oh, I want to watch Pocoyo. And it's like, bruh, you're a 1-year-old and you are talking to me. This is crazy. Soon enough, you will be saying full out sentences. You'll be telling me all about your day at daycare. Yeah, it's just crazy that we are communicating back and forth. I can tell her things. She knows what I'm saying. She can tell me things, and I know what she's saying. Other little things that I've noticed about her is just more so in terms of like repeating things. So when I brush her hair, she'll take the hairbrush and she'll do the same motion on her hair, or she'll try to brush my hair, or she tries to put on her own clothes because she notices me, you know, sticking her foot in her pants, put her pants on. So now if I take her clothes out and I lay it beside her, she'll grab the pants and she'll start to try to put her foot in the pants to try to put them on. Same thing with her shoes. She knows the word shoes. She's always like shoes, shoes. And she knows toes, so she tries to put shoes on the toes. And it's just like she picks up on those things and she remembers it. Weeks later, she's still doing the same stuff. She remembers each thing as it kind of layers on. And so now it's like she's trying to brush her hair and then put her pants on and then put her shoes on and like get ready for the day all by herself. And I'm like, you're 1. Is this normal? Should a 1-year-old be getting themselves dressed already? Like, I don't know if this is normal. But yeah, it just makes me really happy because I can just tell that she's really, really smart. She'll even pick up her little baby books, open it, turn the pages, and say gibberish like she's reading the book, and like point to things to be like da da do da da do 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 do. So yeah, walking, kind of, talking, definitely, doing different things in terms of trying to put her shoes on and all that type of stuff. She has pretty good motor skills, being able to pick up things, do things. She's like, now she's really into like taking the top off of stuff and like trying to unscrew the top and screw it back on, or putting things inside of things and seeing how things fit together. That? That? You want that? Here you go. Now what are you gonna do with that? You can't drink it with the top on. Are you trying to unscrew it? She's like, how do you open this thing? How do you open it? Like that? She has like these blocks that, you know, the blocks that stack up like Legos, and she knows how to stack those up and make a tower. She knows how to pull them apart. She knows how to put the right shape in the right hole and all that stuff. So just when it comes to like those motor skills of seeing how things in the world work and how they fit together and how this is supposed to go, she's really, really good at stuff like that. So yeah, I think those are most of her developmental updates. In terms of like physical updates, I mean, I don't feel like she's changed that much from how she looks when she was 9 months old. Obviously she looks older. She has a lot more hair. Her hair is starting to really grow and be all curly and stuff like that. She's gotten a little bit more chunky. Her face is kind of like coming into its own, if that makes sense. Like she has her own look. She's not just like a baby. She's like, you're Ziyah, you know, you have your own face now. Because you know how like babies kind of all just look like babies at first, and then they kind of grow into their own features. She has very long eyelashes, very big eyes. People are just obsessed with her eyes and her eyelashes. I cannot go to the grocery store without someone stopping me and, oh my gosh, her eyelashes, oh my gosh, her eyes, oh my gosh, her dimples, oh my gosh, how many teeth does she have? Literally this lady stopped me and was like, how many teeth does your baby have? I was like 8. She actually does have a lot of teeth. She's getting her teeth early. I saw this little tooth chart online where it tells you at what age they're supposed to get their certain teeth coming in. And she already has teeth coming in that you're supposed to get when you're like 2 years old. So she has her 4 front teeth, her 4 bottom teeth, and now she has her 2 molars coming in the back. So she has a lot of teeth in her mouth. In terms of more of the everyday stuff like eating, sleeping, all that stuff, she still sleeps through the night really well. She, you know, takes her nap in the afternoon and then she sleeps through the night. She is getting kind of picky when it comes to eating because I'm trying to introduce more just regular adult food to her rather than any type of baby food. Is that yummy, boo boo? But she's pretty picky when it comes to the different foods that I introduce to her. She likes strawberries. She likes salty things. Like if I give her a little cracker or a goldfish, something like that, she loves salty things. She has some favorite baby snacks, definitely. The little Gerber, I'll put a picture right here. These little Gerber yogurt snacks, she is obsessed with these. She will literally yank the bag out of my hand, dump out the whole bag, and eat the whole thing if I let her. So there's been a couple of times that she's tried to like sneak and like get some more, and I had to take them away from her, but she'll eat a whole bag of those in one sitting if you let her, which I don't, but she will. But one thing is that if I'm eating something, she definitely wants to taste it, so she'll at least pretend like she likes it for the time being, just so that I'll feed it to her while I'm eating. But then if I try to give it to her the next day, like, oh, I was eating this pasta, you really liked it whenever I was eating it and I was sharing it with you, but then the next day I make her own little portion and I try to feed it to her and she's like, no, I don't want this. That was just a game. That was just a game for yesterday. Another thing about Ziyah is that her little personality is just coming out more and more every day. I get that comment a lot from you guys. You're like, she's just so full of personality. She's so funny. She literally is hilarious. She just does little things sometimes that just have me cracking up. That's why I just always have my phone out and have Snapchat ready, because she's just always doing something. Like the other day, she was in the mirror, just like looking at herself with her bottle like this, and then like drinking her bottle and like watching herself drink the bottle, like, yeah, that's me. And then she would like stop and then kissed her reflection. And then she was just like kissing her reflection over and over again. And I was like, who even are you? Who taught you this? Like, why are you in the mirror feeling yourself? And here's your brush. There you go. Now show them how to do it. She's just hilarious. She just finds little ways to make me laugh. And obviously she's not even really trying to do it, but she just really has a lot of personality. She likes to do peekaboo now, so like she'll cover her face and go peekaboo, peekaboo, or like she'll get a blanket or something to hold up in front of her face and go peekaboo. And it's just like almost like she's really trying to make me laugh. Like she gets a kick out of seeing me smile, seeing me laugh, so she does things on purpose in front of me to try and make me laugh. And she'll just crawl up to me and be like peekaboo, or like she just comes up to me and like hugs me sometimes. She just like lays her head on my, that's like her favorite thing to do is when I'm like laying in bed and I'm on my phone and we're just like chilling, watching TV, she's watching her show, she'll just come up to me and just like lay her head on my chest and like look up at my phone like, oh, what are you looking at, mommy? And she loves Snapchat. Like, as much as I put her on Snapchat, she personally on her own loves Snapchat. She loves to sit there and watch along with me when I'm watching people snap. She likes to click through it herself. She knows how to like use Snapchat and like click through the snaps. And she loves to watch herself on Snapchat. She loves to see pictures of herself on Instagram. If I so happen to be like checking my comments or something and she sees a photo of herself, she's like, Zaya? That's Zaya. Of course she doesn't say it that clearly, but she knows her name. She knows how to say her name. She knows how to say that's Zaya. She knows how to recognize herself very, very well. There's sometimes when I just like have my computer open and like my YouTube channel or something might be open and it'll be like a small thumbnail and she'll be in the photo and it'll be like this big on the screen and it'll just be kind of like open in the background and all of a sudden she'll just be pointing Zaya, Zaya, and I'm like, what are you talking about? And I look and I'm like, oh yeah, that is you in this little tiny picture right here. Like, how did you even see that? But she knows how to point herself out. Is that Zaya? Where's Zaya? Where's Zaya? That's Zaya. Oh, thank you. But the only thing is she doesn't know the word baby yet. So when we're in the store or something and she sees another baby in the cart, she's always like pointing and she goes, Zaya, Zaya, because like in her head, she knows that Zaya is herself, but she also thinks that Zaya just means baby in general. So she'll be pointing at all these like kids in the store and stuff like Zaya, Zaya. And I have to like tell her like, don't point, like that's rude. But she loves to like just point at things, point at the birds, the trees, the dog, the cat, the baby, or like we were in Target and we were passing by the baby aisle and she was like, Baba, Baba, because they had the bottles on display on the shelf. And yeah, so she was very talkative, very energetic, has a lot of personality, like I said, as you guys have probably seen on my Snapchat. But the only thing is she is very, very shy in front of other people, even if it's just like, you know, it's somebody that she knows or like my older brother or something. She'll be shy in front of him. She'll be like, you know, I'm not usually around you. I know who you are. You're cool and everything, but I'm not going to show you my personality. I'm just going to be quiet. I'm just going to look at you. She just acts very shy. She puts her head down on me, like when we're in the store and the cashier is like, oh, cute baby. Oh, hi, baby. Blah, blah, blah. She's just like this, like, like don't talk to me. But then as soon as we get home, she's like, woo, like peekaboo, and like dancing to the music on the TV and stuff. But yeah, she's definitely really shy in front of other people. So a lot of times, you know, I'm talking about how much personality she has, and then like I bring her and like my friend meets her for the first time and they're like, but she's so quiet and shy. Oh, she's such a nice calm baby. Like people say that all the time, like, oh, she's such a calm baby, like she's such a good baby. And she is a good baby. I wouldn't necessarily describe her as calm, but she just seems calm in front of other people. But yeah, that is Zaya. I think those are all the updates that I had. But like I said, I also just kind of wanted to talk with you guys and I guess answer some questions in terms of like the motherhood side of things. You know, me as a mom, my first year as a mom, this first year in general, like I don't know, just kind of catch you guys up. So I just kind of wanted to also take some time in this video to just reflect on the last year as a mom. So I think a lot of you guys know this already, but maybe some of you guys don't. Zaya was actually not a planned pregnancy. It was a total surprise and it was an accident. It turned out to be obviously a very, very happy accident, but it was unplanned. So when I found out that I was pregnant, it was very shocking. It was very scary. I did not feel prepared. I did not feel ready. I had so much anxiety going into it. It was really, really scary. And I know a lot of you guys can relate because I get messages from you guys all the time reaching out to me, asking me for advice, asking me, you know, what I would do in a certain situation. And it's really hard for me to answer because it's just such a personal situation, and it's something that you have to personally think long and hard about and really make a plan and really ask yourself some really tough questions. And it's just, nobody else can make those decisions but you. Nobody else can get you through it, if that makes sense. And I know because I've been there. But I do know that things get better, and there is a silver lining to every story. There is a bright side to every story. There is a light at the end of every tunnel. I know that from so many experiences. I just have to constantly remind myself of that. And it was no different with this pregnancy. I was not prepared. I was not ready, and I was extremely scared. And I get a lot of questions asking me, oh, tell us the story of how you told your parents. Oh, tell us the story of when you first found out you were pregnant. And it's like, I really don't want to tell that story because it's actually not a happy story. That's just the honest truth. It wasn't a happy story because it really was a very scary, anxious time in my life, and so much was changing, and it was just felt like a tornado of events. And so that's why I've never really just told that story, because I don't have like some fairy tale happy story to tell about it. But the moral of the story is I got through it, and I had a healthy pregnancy, and I had a healthy delivery, and I had a healthy baby. And now Zaya is so happy and healthy and smart and just blossoming and flourishing and growing, and she's 1. And the past year has really been life-changing for me as a person, because I became a mom. Like, I am a full-blown mother, and I've been a mother for a whole year now, which is just so shocking, because I never would have thought that at the age of 23 I would be in this position, or I would be living this life, or I would be having these responsibilities. If you would have told me back then where I am now, I would have probably just laughed and been like, yeah, right. But I'm here and I'm doing it, and yeah, it's hard. I'm not gonna lie to you, it is hard. And sometimes I'm not happy, sometimes I am struggling. That's what comes with being a parent. Anybody watching this video right now who is a parent knows what I mean. And I know I keep saying that, but it's true. You don't know what it's like to be a parent until you are a parent, until you have a life that you brought into the world, or a life that you're responsible for day in and day out, and you're watching this child grow from the tiniest little baby and start to learn and grow and do all of these things, and you're seeing it unfold before your eyes every single day. And every single day you're reminded that this is your responsibility. This is the life that you brought into the world. You are their number one, and they are your number one, and it's a daily thing. Even when I'm away from Zaya on business trips, whatever, you know, she might not be there in front of me, she's still on my mind all throughout the day. I wake up thinking about her, I go to bed thinking about her, I'm thinking about her all day, every day. And it can be a lot, and it can be difficult, and it can be difficult to judge the fact that I'm still trying to grow up myself. I'm still trying to make sure of who I am as a person. I'm still trying to make sure that I'm good, but I also am always focused on making sure that she's good. And it's a balance, and it's just a constant juggling act, balancing act between everything, between working to provide for her, between working to be a good role model for her, between working just to take care of her and taking care of her and being there for her, but also just like spending quality time with her and just relaxing and just enjoying every moment and living in the moment. And now that she is turning 1, I am really realizing how fast time has really flown by. Time has flown by so extremely fast. Like, I remember like it was yesterday. It feels like it was yesterday that I just found out that I was pregnant. Then all of a sudden I was in labor, and then all of a sudden she was 6 months old, and then all of a sudden now she's 1. And it's like, where did that time go? Where did those days go? Where did those hours go? I remember thinking it was going to take forever. It was going to feel like forever before she could even walk. And it didn't. It felt like it happened in 5 minutes. Like, it's a little bit sad because it's like I want to hang on to those times. I want to hang on to those memories. I wish it could last longer. I always think about when she was just a little baby and I was still breastfeeding, and she just was just so tiny, and now she's not tiny anymore. She's still a baby, and she's always going to be my baby, but she's not tiny anymore. She's growing up very fast, and she's very smart and advanced, so it's happening even faster. And you can't get any of those moments back. I take as many pictures and as many videos as I can, not just because I'm obsessed with Snapchat or Instagram, but because I'm obsessed with Ziyah. That's really the best way I can put it, is I am obsessed with Ziyah. Every little moment I want to capture and I want to save it because I want to remember it. I want to be able to go back and look at it because I know that these moments are not going to last forever. They're going by so fast, and before I know it, she's going to be in high school or something, and I want to have as many memories as possible to just remember this time, because sometimes I get overwhelmed and I get busy and I'm balancing a bunch of different things, and it just seems like the days just are passing me by. And that's why it's really important for me to document everything. So, you know, if you guys ever wonder why I'm just always, you know, putting her on Snapchat, taking videos of her, taking pictures of her, I made her own Instagram account. It's like I just want to hang on to these moments for as long as possible. And if I could say one thing to any expecting mothers out there, or any mothers who have a newborn, just cherish those moments for as long as freaking possible. Just live in the moment. Stop thinking about, oh, I can't wait until they stop breastfeeding because this is painful, or oh, I can't wait until they can walk on their own because my back is hurting from carrying them. Oh, I can't wait until this and that. Like, as a parent, you're always saying, oh, I can't wait, or when is this next development going to happen? Or thinking about when they're going to be walking, when they're going to be talking, when are they going to get their first tooth, when are they going to do this and that. And you know, it's totally normal to be thinking about those things and be, you know, wishing for the future. And it's just because you're excited for the future. That's, I mean, I know you're just excited, but at the same time, don't be too excited. Don't get ahead of yourself, because you really have to live in the moment and just enjoy what's going on right now. Because it just doesn't last very long at all. Like, especially the newborn phase just doesn't last. And really, this past year, becoming a mother, being a mother for a whole year now, wow, so long. I know everybody else out there is probably like, I've been a mother for 35 years. What you know about being a mom? And I know I don't know as much as you guys. I don't know as much as my mom knows, my grandma. Trust me, I have a lot of women in my life to shed wisdom down on me and let me know that I'm a newbie. But even just from being a mom just for this past year, I have learned a lot. I have learned a lot about myself. I've learned a lot about just responsibility in general, just priorities, just hard work, late nights, dedication. You don't know nothing about dedication until you have a baby. And especially with me being single, it's a whole nother ball game on top of that. But another thing is that I do have very, very supportive parents. I have a very supportive family in general. They've always been there for me since day one. I also have supportive friends. My best friends, my core group of friends, they are my friends for a reason, and you guys know who you are. But without them, without my support system, I would be nothing. Just generally in life, I would be nothing. And so I'm very, very thankful for the support that I do have in my life, which is also why I'm very, very thankful for all of you guys who are watching this video, all of you guys who are constantly commenting, sending me messages, tweeting me, all that stuff. Just every single day, somebody is telling me how beautiful Ziyah is, how beautiful our bond as mother and daughter is, how they love watching Ziyah grow, how they love watching me grow as a mother, how just seeing Ziyah's face brightens their day, how they were having a terrible day at work and then they watched my Snapchat and they saw Ziyah doing something funny and it just turned their whole day around. And people telling me that they're proud of me, people telling me that they're rooting for me, people telling me that they're excited for this, for that. And it helps. It really helps. That does not go unnoticed. That does not just, you know, oh, she's never going to see this. I may not be able to reply to every single person, but I do see it and I do appreciate it. For the most part, I don't really have like a best friend who also has a kid, or a best friend who really understands what it's like to be a parent, because my close friends, they don't have kids. You know, they try to support me, they try to listen, they try to understand as much as they can, but if they haven't experienced it, if they just kind of don't know what you're talking about because they don't have kids, and there's not much that they can do. But you guys, a lot of you guys have kids, a lot of you guys understand, a lot of you guys can answer my questions, a lot of you guys can feel my pain with certain things, and so that is really, really helpful. So yeah, I really, really appreciate that. I really feel like it has helped propel me to be able to just keep going during tough times, because this year, I mean, this past year has been tough. Like I said, it's been amazing, but in the same breath, it has been tough. A lot of moving and changing and growing and learning, and it's growing pains. It's like anytime anything is changing in your life, it's gonna hurt a little bit because change is hard. That's just how it is. And a lot has changed for me. I'm in my new house right now, actually. I will update you guys more on that later, but yeah, I moved, just kind of like leveling up, doing adult things, you know, as I like to say. And it's kind of all in the name of Ziyah, honestly, because that's another main thing that has changed is before I had Ziyah, before I even was ever pregnant or anything like that, I really felt like I was just living for myself. You know, I love my family, I love my friends, but all in all, when it came to my responsibilities, my priorities, my goals, it was just all about me, because who else is it really going to be about? I want to do this because I want to live here, and I want to go here because I want to do this. And I made all these goals and aspirations, and that was fine, and that is fine when you're young and you're in college and everything like that. But it really is life-changing to now have something, more specifically someone, to live for, to work for, just besides yourself, because it allows you to be selfless, and it allows you to push yourself a little bit harder because you want to push yourself further for that person that you're working for. You know, if I didn't have Ziyah, honestly, I would probably be slacking off a lot more now. I probably would just kind of do the bare minimum with certain things. I wouldn't be living in this house. I wouldn't have certain things or have achieved certain things if it wasn't for Ziyah, because knowing that I have Ziyah makes me want to be a better person, makes me want to be a more hardworking person, makes me want to be more successful, makes me want to try new things and do new things, and it makes me want to just excel at life for her, not only because she's watching me, but because I want to give her the best and show her the best. And you know, that's my little girl, she's my princess. I work for her, everything I do is for her now. It's not just for myself anymore. Just over the past year, I feel like I've doubled as a person in terms of my work ethic and the way that I think about things. And because you have to mature, you have to adjust your priorities, you have to work hard, you have to stay up later, you have to. It's like you don't really have a choice. You look at your child and you understand that you don't have a choice, and you're gonna do whatever it takes. And it really is just amazing because there's all these negative connotation, taboos, things that people try to pin against me. Oh, well, you had her at a young age. Oh, well, you're not married. Oh, well, you're still single. Oh, this, oh, that. All these things that people try to pin against me and just try to pin against mothers in general. I know that there's so many of you out there who can relate to this, of just people judging you and expecting the worst and just waiting for you to fail, waiting for you to just lose it and just drop the ball because of your circumstances as a parent. But it really makes us stronger people. It makes us more successful people more times than not. And people are always going to judge you, of course, but you look in your child's eyes, you know that they're happy and they're well taken care of, and really anything else that anybody else says really doesn't freaking matter. If I had to answer the question of what is the hardest thing about being a parent, or I guess more specifically, what's the hardest thing about being a single parent, because I know that's where most of your questions stem from, I would say it's just a balancing act. It's the hard part is just juggling everything and just timing everything out. You have to be really good with your timing and your time management, and time management is not my strong point. It never has been ever since I was little, but now I had to be on my P's and Q's when it comes to my time management, because you have to plan everything out. When she's napping, I'm going to do this, this, and this. After bedtime, I'm going to do this. Okay, so I'm going to feed her on this time so I can do this on this time, because you only have 24 hours in the day, and I have a lot of stuff to do and different things to focus on, and while also always focusing on Ziyah. Everything else is just like you learn as you go and you adjust as you go. I mean, what else are you going to do? Just say, oh, it's too hard. It's hard. I give up. Like, obviously, I'm not going to do that. So I just kind of try to learn as I go and push myself to get through hard moments, and when something scary happens, something new happens, of course, I turn to my mom. I ask my mom questions. I have the internet, I have my phone. I'm Googling things every single day. I'm Googling, is it normal for this? Is this safe for this? How many times should I Google is your friend, honestly, and that may sound weird, but you know, all the parenting books are now online now, so you can Google anything, and you know, it's just learn as you go. I mean, I'm a first-time parent, I'm a single parent, and I'm just trying to be real when I tell you guys that it's just a process. Like, it's not how it is in the movies. It's not how some people try to make it even seem on social media of just like, I'm just mom of the year. Like, look at me. Like, I don't know. It's just, yeah, sometimes you don't know what you're doing. Sometimes you get stuck. Sometimes you get scared. Sometimes you have to call your mom and be like, Mom, what's happening? What is this? What should I do? But that's just life. But yeah, I don't know. I know this video was all over the place because I wanted to go into it unplanned and unscripted and raw and real and whatever, but I just kind of wanted to touch on those topics. And I just, really the main thing is, I know I kind of went off on a tangent, but I do really just want to celebrate and just commemorate and look back on these memories of Ziya's first year. I mean, it's her first year of life ever. Like, she was just brought into this world only a year ago. And she's just such a source of light. Like, I'm so glad that I named her Ziya. Ziya means like light, glow in Arabic, and that's really why I really like that name and why I picked that name. And I really feel like it's extremely fitting even as she continues to grow up, because I just feel like she is such a source of light. If you're going through a dark time, Ziya will always be a source of light. If you just need somebody to brighten your day, Ziya will always be that light that will brighten your day, whether it be a complete stranger or whether it be me every single day. And it's true. Like, I'm so glad that I named her that because it's very, very fitting. And I'm just so happy to be her mom. I'm happy to be her mom. I'm happy to be here 1 year later celebrating her first year of life, and she's happy and she's healthy, and I'm happy and I'm healthy, and we can just celebrate and have this big party and get all family and friends together, and everyone is so excited to see her, and everyone's always so happy when they see her. It's just such a positive feeling, a positive environment when you're around Ziya, and I don't know, I just love her. I just love her. Like, she is my world, she is my everything, she is my daughter, and I'm very proud to be able to say that, and I can't even imagine how much more proud I will become over the years, and how she's gonna just continue to grow and be so just blossom and be so intelligent, because I already know that she already is. Happy birthday, Ziya. If you're watching this years from now, which I hope that this video is still around and you can go back and watch it years from now, happy birthday. I love you. I'm so happy to be your mom. You're such an awesome little girl, and I know you're going to continue to be. And before I start crying like a baby, that's everything. So I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.